another video of Life with Wards,
where we talk all things marriage and military.
How are you guys doing? It is Friday and we are back with another video. It has been a week.
Yes, ma'am.
How is your week?
Definitely eventful and busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can definitely second that, along with a lot of schoolwork as well. Yes, so it's been a week. You guys comment down below. We'd love to know how your week was, as well as how your Friday's going and what plans do you have for the weekend. Love to know about that. Before we go ahead and jump in, we definitely want to go ahead and address the mess. So if you guys didn't see the video from last week, I had a little wardrobe situation going on in the brassiere section. So we definitely do apologize about that, and obviously today we have fixed that, so definitely keeping that noted for future videos. Any other mess we should address?
No more mess.
But my dress. Okay. Alrighty. So guys, we want to start something new called the woke quote. What that is it's just a quote about marriage to resonate with you and your spouse and partner. Just reflect on to help you guys' marriage be as great as it could.
Yep.
You want to go ahead and read our first quote?
Absolutely. A good marriage isn't something you find, but something you make, and you have to keep on making it.
Yes, keep on making it. How does that resonate with you, babe?
Well, I think definitely in the beginning of our marriage, before everything, we tied the knot. I guess you kind of have this assumption, like, we're going to get married, it's going to be great, everything's going to go absolutely perfect. But reality is, you're just going to have your ups and downs, and that's perfectly okay, but you have to definitely, resolve the issues and continue to grow in your relationship.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
For me, with this quote, I feel like it just screams, don't get comfortable. And what that means is, always nurture your marriage, grow it how you can. You definitely, it's kind of like a flower, you want to give it everything it needs to be successful all the time, water, sun, everything that a flower needs. You just always want to be nurturing it, so in any way possible. So I definitely agree with that. So absolutely. Alrighty, you guys can also let us know down below what that quote means to you. Alrighty, so before we go ahead and jump in, we want to make sure that you guys are reminded to
like
and subscribe if you want to see more from us, because we definitely have so much more to give.
A lot more.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into our questions. Disclaimer, Jay's pulling up the questions now. Disclaimer, these questions are from individuals who were super vulnerable about their marriage and their situations. We want to respect their privacy by keeping them anonymous, so we won't be saying specifically who these questions are from or anything like that, because we just want to respect their privacy. So that's my little disclaimer there. So we have the first question here. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yes, ma'am.
It says, how does my husband add me to his dental plan? Does he have to call, or can he do it online? What's your answer to that, Jay?
So you as the spouse and non-military person, you can actually get a hold of the dental yourself, and you're going to give them your military person's information because they are your sponsor, and from there you can get set up right into the dental program, and it's going to automatically take whatever the charge is, and they'll discuss that with you straight out of his check.
Yep.
Did I miss anything as the spouse?
No, I think as a spouse, I can verify a stamp on that was all accurate. It's a really simple process. I did it. The people or person I spoke was very kind, and they're great with answering any questions you may have about the dental plan you choose and whatnot. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward with that one.
For the next question, we have someone who their boyfriend is a reservist, and they're trying to lose weight and asking, do we have any dietary advice in order to achieve that goal?
Okay, so let's see, because I try to stay away from feeding our family a lot of non-healthy things, but I am guilty of doing that sometimes. Maybe a little maybe a little too much?
I'll never say too much.
Okay, well, I would say for sure, definitely, incorporating chicken into your family's diet instead of something heavy like beef, something like that. Anything greasy, of course. My biggest thing for sure is if you're looking for recipes, because I believe this person was kind of looking for like recipes, my biggest thing is to use your resources, which is Pinterest. I use Pinterest a ton because we don't do beef, we don't eat beef or anything like that. So a lot of chicken, we do eat pork, but that's our preference. But all of my recipes come from Pinterest because I don't want to keep making the same dishes over and over. And I think we found some pretty great ones on there. So I definitely would suggest checking out Pinterest. They have the recipes, they have the pictures, they have step-by-step instructions. So it's great. So definitely check out Pinterest.
Also, a big thing that I see in the military is meal prepping. So you can consistently be getting the right proteins, carbs, all the good stuff you need on a consistent basis. If you go work out during your lunch, you got a prep meal ready for you, and it's going to hit all the wickets to be a healthy meal.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a great idea. I think we tried to meal prep at one point.
It's also expensive.
But it can be expensive, but also, you gotta have a consistent schedule. And I think for me, I was struggling with like juggling normal dinners and normal meals and meal prep, but we did give it a shot. It didn't work that great for us, but I know that there are a ton of people out there, military and non-military, of course, that it works awesome for. So I definitely give that a try as well. That is great. Okay, we got one more question, and this question is something that we're gonna dive into from his perspective and my perspective. So I guess, do you want to read this one, babe? Or?
Yeah, I got it. The question is, has anyone been told by their spouse that they cannot offer anything right now to you because of future deployment and work stress also weighing on them?
Okay. Do you want to take this one first, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I think I can definitely speak on the military side of this. I definitely have my days, where I come home and I'm like, man, I'm burnt. I got nothing in the tank, and it can be a lot to put on a partner, but the best thing you can do is just be honest, because that way it's effectively communicated. Hey, I got nothing. The military life is very demanding, so there's gonna be those days where you got nothing to give, and that's not a bad thing. It's just important that you and your spouse are communicating to ensure that that's not going to hinder your marriage or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I know that we've had times where, the military is demanding a lot of you. And, you kind of just want to come home and just debrief, and you've given everything you have to give at work. And so it can, when you come home, you may not have that to give. And like Jay said, like, that's not a bad thing. It really isn't. Because it happens, and it happens in normal marriages, not just military marriages, don't get me wrong, but for this case, this individual is talking about a military personnel. So for me, I think my advice on this one, because I can sympathize with the spouse, the wife specifically on this, because the military is the life of our partner. To keep it simple,
unfortunately,
for a lot of the time, during the day, and depending on their jobs and whatnot. So it's nothing like finally getting them home and being like, yes, I have time, I can be with them, and they're like, I got nothing, I'm exhausted, and it's like, but I think the thing that I always try to keep in mind is, one, I'm appreciative of you communicating that you don't have anything left, because that lets me know where I can step in, what I can do, and just where you are mentally. That eliminates a lot of confusion, a lot of assumption, and just unnecessary turmoil in that area, because I could be thinking, well, why is he being like this, and you're thinking, I'm just tired, so that could definitely that clears that up a lot. So great, kudos to that spouse for communicating that, because that's awesome. As far as specifically what you could do, I feel like the biggest question, because a lot of times we're all human, so a lot of times we just want to, I won't say we want to take, but we need things for ourselves too. But sometimes, a lot of times in marriage, it's a lot about giving. So I feel like the biggest thing and biggest piece of advice is to cater to your partner in a way to say, what do you need?
I love
what do you need, babe? What do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need? You know, because there's some type of power behind that, to understand that they're being supported way more than they could probably imagine. You know, the question is not, when can you have time for me? You know, when can you do these tasks? It's, what do you need? And that question alone holds so much in it. And the reason I say you should ask that question is because once you ask that question, they're able to let you know what's going to fuel them, what's going to feed them, what's going to get them back to being at that 100%. Not only for themselves, not only to be military personnel, but to be your spouse, your husband, your wife. You know, asking that question will really put a lot of things in perspective, where you can see, you know, what they need to be back at 100%. So I feel like the biggest thing is communication for sure.
Yep.
And also just asking them what they need so that, you know, you can support them the best you can. I know that's probably like a surprising answer, but it sometimes is, the answer is just to give, because you will definitely receive it back. I would rather build you up to be at your 100%, right, than try to be still pulling things out of you and you're at like negative 50, right? Because it's not even going to feel the same. You know, it's not going to feel the same. So, and it's okay, because that's how marriage is. And I'm not going to say that, oh, you should just forget your feelings as a spouse, you know, because, you know, they're tired and that's it, you know, and but that's not what I'm saying at all. So please don't think that that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, if you can work with them, for them, to restore them, that will come back to you, you know. So that's my biggest advice, is to dive in and restore them and build them, you know. Because I like to see you at 100%, for sure, because I know you're going to give me 110, you know.
And it also kind of depends on, you know, what they're leaving to do, whether it's just a singular exercise or if it's many exercises that are leading up to a deployment. You know, you also have to pace yourself and just ensure that you are giving at work and at home. I know, like, I kind of find myself having difficulties at times because being in a leadership role, you know, the 4 people that are under me, they're pretty much my kids. So, you know, we could be at home and we're doing something and God forbid something happens. Now I'm wasting our time talking to them and trying to address this problem, and it just, on the spouse, I can only imagine, it's like, God, I can't even get him when he's at home. So it's definitely a marathon and not a sprint, but communication and the giving factor between the two is gonna get you through it. Yeah,
I also think like patience plays a lot in that as well. Like, you know, patience to understand that, like he was saying, like there's times where, you know, we'll be at home just like we are now, and you know, we'll just be trying to watch TV or eat dinner, you know, and one of the Marines are calling him like, hey, I need this, I need that, you know, and in that moment, you know, it you know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, like I'm just perfectly happy with that, because of course, like there is frustration in that, but above that frustration comes understanding, 100%, because they're already doing something that takes a lot of out of them. So just wanting to support, for sure. So I feel like that is definitely something that's important, because, you know, it can take a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a team. We have to think as a team, not as individuals. Think as a team. Please think as a team. You know, how can I help you? What do you need? What do you need? How can I help you? You know, and you figure it out in that pattern. You know, it's not always so black and white. It's a lot of give and take and give and take. You know, it's a lot of it. It's not always going to be 50-50. You know, you're going to have to, sometimes he has 30, I'll come with the other 70. Sometimes it's the other way around. But we communicate, we have patience, right? And we support. Those are the 3 big things I could give as advice there, for sure.
I definitely remember we were having a disagreement about something, and it was getting later into the night, and I had to get up super early for probably something with the military. And you know, it wasn't fair, but it was what I was needed to function the next day. I was like, babe, I understand we are not seeing eye to eye on something, but I need sleep.
I need sleep.
I need sleep. Can we
sleep.
please finish this tomorrow?
Yeah.
So I can, you know.
So I can
function.
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah. So I don't wake up at a -10, you know, and then we got bigger problems, you know. So no, that's definitely a good factor. That sometimes, because I feel the biggest thing for me as well is I know that in order for you to show up as your best self for me, for work, you know, for our cat Theo, that you have to be able to be healthy for yourself. You know, that's mentally, physically, and emotionally. If you can't be healthy overall for yourself, I know you can't contribute that to our family.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big factor too. Yeah. And you guys let us know your thoughts for sure down in the comments, because like I said, we know some things, we don't know everything. So the people that have allowed us to, you know, share these questions, they do have access to our channel and our comment section to read everybody's comments as well. So you will be doing them a great favor as well, to just put in your input from your experience. So, you know, it's a community. We have to help each other. Like, there's no one way to solve everything. Like, it's not, you know. So what works for one person might work for another, or it might not. So please drop a comment below if you have any input on any of these questions, because we don't know everything.
We just know what we've experienced.
And we'll be looking through the comments as well for ways that we can enhance our marriage and, you know, just get a little bit more knowledge as well. So help us, we help you, and we just stay a community. So that's our goal here for sure.
Definitely build a safe community of just passing knowledge around.
Especially for our young married couples. Out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you have anything else that you want to let our YouTube family know?
I think that's going to be all for this episode. I'm excited for the next one, though.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the next one. You guys keep sending us questions.
Please.
We want to keep giving you answers. And even if we don't have the answers, we want to try to find them, you know, outsource so we can get you guys as much advice as possible. And you guys can, you know, deliver it back to us as well.
Yeah.
So, but
don't be afraid to reach out to our Instagram,
Snapchats, all of that. It was at the beginning of the video, and you guys will see it again at the end. So definitely use those points of communication to get in touch with us, because we will definitely send you a message back. So we're definitely here. So yeah, I think that's it. You think that's it?
One last thing.
Yes.
One last thanks to everybody who commented, liked, and subscribed on our first one. We look forward to the future.
Yeah, that was awesome. You know, the feedback was really great. Good. The support was great. You know, and we're grateful. I think we reached like 200 views, maybe. I think on that video. We're very surprised to have had that many people even be interested. But that shows us that marriage is still very much powerful. It is still very much doable, and it is still and you can very much, you know, still learn. So we are very grateful for that. Happy to know there are married couples out there that are interested. So yeah, well, I think that's gonna be it for this video with awards. But you guys, we will see you guys next Friday. Yeah. Absolutely. So you guys have a good weekend. Bye.